Next topic is type conversion. Okay. I already created this fourth file. So what is type conversion? As the name suggests, um, I want to convert one data type into another data type. Why we do this? We cannot process or operate two different types of data. For example, if um, I said, let's add 10 with capital A. This is not possible. If you run this, it will return an error, unsupported operand. Okay. So integer type and string type cannot be processed. So for this particular thing, if you want to add different types or operate different type of values, you have to first convert them into same data type. Okay. So what we can do, this is called type conversion. We have to convert one variable into another or one type into another. For example, if I have a variable, let's suppose a equals to 10, and I have another variable, let's suppose a is equals to um, double quotes 20. Okay. If I print the type of a, it will be integer. We already know. If you print type of b, it will print str, that is string. Okay. So what we want to do, we want to add these two, but if we're going to add, it will give us an error. For example, if I write a plus b, it will give us an error. As you can see, type of a is integer, type of b is str. Okay, so it will say unsupported operand int and str. Okay, so what we're going to do, we just copy this. We have to change the type of b so that it is converted into integer and we process it. Okay, how can we do this? So we are adding the code here. Let's say I use a extra variable. If you want to change the type into integer, you can use int function. So there are different functions for different types. For integers, you have int function. For strings you have str function. For float you have float function, and so on. Okay, so we are going to use int function. If you pass b in it, it will change or convert the type of b into integer, and it will be assigned to c. Okay, so if you write c here, it will give an output. If you check type of c, it will print integer. Okay, correct, it will work this time. Okay, as both a and c both are integer type. Okay, so this will work. Now the question arises, if a is equals to 10 and b is equals to capital A, does this work? No, this will not work. Why? Because if you convert b into integer, for example, if you write int of b, it will not work. Why it will not work? It will give you an error, invalid literal. That means b is capital A. Capital A cannot be converted into integer. It doesn't make sense to convert any character into a number. Okay, every number comes with an ASCII code, but that is a different story. What we are going to do here is we are converting capital A into integer. This is not possible. Okay, so that's why this will not work. It will works on number for integer conversion. Okay, let's move forward. I want to add two different variables. For example, a is equals to 100 and b is equals to 200. Okay, if I want to add, it will print 300, but I want to convert these two into string first, and then I want to process some or operate some values. Okay, so if I write type of a and b, it will print this or integer, but I want to process them as strings. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to assign the same value in A, but by converting it. For example, if I want to convert 100 into string, I'm using str. str is also a function. Convert A into string and assign into A. Okay, for B, I'm going to use the same str of B. You can use different variables. For example, if you want to change, you can change the variable. Okay, so I'm using different variables, and once you print type of C, and if you print type of D, it will print str. Okay, if you want to process or add these two, what will be the output? So as you can see, the type of C and D both is string now, but here when you add two strings, it will give you 100, 200. What it means, whenever you add two strings, it will concat it, or you can call this concatenation. It will join those two strings and convert it into one string. For example, if you write capital A, if you add it with capital B, the output will be AB. Okay, if you write India and you add is or best with it, if you want to add another variable with a space, so it will concat all this and will print the output. Or you can write this, India is the best. If you write this, it will concat and convert it into a single string. Okay, this is a property of string types. If you using an integer will add those two values, as we already know. It will convert it into a 30 if 10 or 20 are using. We are using 10 or 20. But in string cases, this is different. So if you want to convert something into another variable, a single type into another type, you can use this. For example, I have a variable A that is 10.65. And if you want to convert it into a float value, let me use a float. Float is also inbuilt function. You can use this, assign A or pass A in it. It will convert it into a float value. For example, just a second, it is already a float. Let's change this to integer. Okay, let's print type of B and also print value of B. Okay, when you write this, the output will be this. Value of A is 10.65. When you convert it, or let me write once more, that is type of A. Okay, here the type of A is float. When you convert it into integer, it will be converted into integer. So this is how you convert a data type into another type, and why we do it already explained here. You cannot add two different, or cannot operate two different type of data types. So that's why we convert them into a single type. Okay, that's it.